Welcome, traveler. You must speak the ancient words to... Nah, just messing with you. You ready to play some D&D? Welcome to the party, and thank you for joining us on D20 The Curtain, where Oklahoma theater geeks hit record and explore their new addiction to Dungeons and Dragons. How's everybody doing?
Woo! Good, it's Friday.
I got moved in.
You're moved!
Yeah!
Congratulations!
Thank you. I got so many text messages from people, and they're like, why did you disappear in that episode? And I was like, I was moving.
She was hanging with Highland.
We do method here.
Let's introduce the crew. I'm Jerome. I'm your Dungeon Master.
I'm Timothy, and I play Allie.
I'm Kara, and I play Nesrin.
I am Jennifer, and I play Eula.
I'm Jared. I'm Jaide.
And I'm Jody, and I play Lapis.
Wow.
I always have to follow that, and I'm laughing.
I'm Jared, and I play Jaide. That's his morning DJ voice.
It is his morning drive DJ.
Hey, everybody. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons.
They call me the douche.
Yep.
And this is Hot Point.
That would be it.
Before we get into our game, we have a few important announcements we want to make. First of all, we want to thank the Pollard Theater Company. Even in this age of social distancing, the Pollard continues to celebrate the power of storytelling that emphasize our shared human experience. And with their support of things like the D20 The Curtain podcast and the new video series, Pollard Theater Company Plugged In. Pollard Theater Experience Inspiration.
Yes.
We're grateful for their support.
Yay, Pollard.
Thanks, fam. Also, we want to thank you, as always, to Sirenscape for the use of their amazing atmosphere and music. If you don't know Sirenscape, check out their incredible stuff at Sirenscape.com. And you can try their software without even registering or anything. So try it out, add awesomeness to your game, and tell them D20 The Curtain sent you. So,
Yeah.
a couple of shout outs for all of our wonderful raters and reviewers out there. What do you got for us, Kara?
Oh, to Lady Rockford for her wonderful review. We really appreciate your support and your
Thank you.
feedback. And
Thank you
keep
so
giving
much.
it to us. Yeah, thanks.
We also want to thank Drama Mama 7. Thank you so much for a great review and rating us. We appreciate you, Drama Mama 7.
Thank you, Drama Mama
Thank you, Drama
7.
Mama 7.
And then finally to Beta Wolf. Thank you very much for your support. And just everyone, please give your support and spread the word about us and rate us and review us on iTunes. And we'll give you a shout out too. So
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
will.
Yeah.
That's right, we will.
Say my name, say my name.
And our sultry voices.
Yes.
Right.
For the wise words segment today, I wanted to give you guys a suggestion that I had heard from a couple of people and one I've thought about a couple of times myself. We do it by and large, but I thought I would emphasize the rule of I. It's always stronger and more you stay more connected to the narrative if you tend to use I rather than say he or she or the name of your character. Sometimes I feel it's coming out of the game to comment on what the character is doing. And I think anytime you feel the urge, try to use that word I to help us stay engaged in what those characters are doing. And that's wise words from the day. And it came from a series of people, so I'm not going to give credit to any one specific person, but I do want to say thank you to everybody who reached out and reminded us of that important rule of I. I think that theatrical rule will help go a long way to making our game even more immersive. And hopefully it helps somebody else out there too. If you've got wise words for the cast of D20 The Curtain, please send us your email or your tweet that gives us some helpful, constructive criticism. Be nice. And we will use it on the show to help improve our game. Also, you can always record it as a voice message and send that to us as an email, and we can play you live, giving your wise words to the audience, because I'm sure both we can use it, and I'm sure other players who are just new to the game will enjoy it.
Extra points if you do it like Yoda.
Ooh, please somebody do a wise words like Yoda.
I think it's necessary.
I think that needs to be the next challenge.
Having said all of that, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
so?
I.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I get it.
Let's bring the curtain up. The party returns from their mission outside the keep, bringing with them a cultist as a hostage and a hopeful source of information about their enemy's plans. Highland and a recruit named Durbin escorted the reassembled party and their prisoner down into the underground office of the Castellan, the dwarf Escobar, where they interrupted a confrontation between Escobar, Governor Nighthill, captain of the city guard, and the apparent leaders of a group of mercenaries known as the Sword's Oath. Despite the dire situation that Greenest finds itself in, Escobar accepts the assistance of the Sword's Oath, but tells them he doesn't trust them and prefers to keep them at arm's length a declaration that raises the displeasure of the mercenaries, who leave the meeting in a huff. The party is convinced to undertake the interrogation of the prisoner, despite the obvious trepidation of both Jaide and Eula, who makes an unsuccessful pitch to try and save the hostages held at the temple of Shantia. The party sets to its task of gathering information from the hostage, with Ali and Lapis taking a darker approach than their siblings expect. Lapis uses her physical strength to cause the cultist pain, while Ali heals him, keeping him alive and talking. The torturous tactics, combined with Eula and Nesrin's mild powers of persuasion, earn them some valuable information, most notably that the raiders are working as part of an organization called the Cult of the Dragon. Disturbed by the situation, Jaide collapses, and Eula decides to end this torture, killing the suffering prisoner and leaving her siblings to the darkness in the room. The keep once again comes under attack, as a voice calls out, challenging the town to produce a champion to fight on its behalf. With the party, the governor, and Escobar unable to convince her otherwise, the captain of the guard makes her way to the front of the keep and faces off with the raiders and their monstrous spokesman. What would you guys like to do?
When I hear commotion, I'm going to join Jaide at one of the windows of the castle.
Okay. It's a relatively small space to see out. If you want to look through it with them, go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
I mean, are there more windows where I can have my very own window?
Someone is in all of the ones that would have a view to.
I mean, I'll move out of the way for her.
I have a 14 and a 17 for a perception.
Okay.
Plus perception. Where are you? Perception plus 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
You can see just kind of the top of the captain's head. You get a pretty good view of the speaker, who, in this dark moonlight, you can see this large frame, roughly 7 feet tall. He towers over what is a pretty tall captain. And because he is moving back and forth, you see the elongated snout of what is clearly a draconic humanoid creature speaking out, over the crowd. I don't have all day, and I want to make an example before the night is ended. Send me your champion. Let them stand before me. Is this your best? As his gaze falls upon the captain, and he starts to speak to some of his own men, and his voice is not carrying over the night sky as much as it once did. You see her move forward a step or two, which actually brings more of her body into frame for those of you who are looking out these small holes in the keep structure. Her voice doesn't carry with the strength that his does. It's audible, but not clear.
Does she sound frightened?
Make an insight check.
Well, okay. $23.
The predominant emotion or state of being that she seems to evoke is calm, while you can gather that she's got to be a little nervous. Fear is not at the front and foremost.
I want to move forward. Is there a way to look out, or is the door closed after she?
The door. She didn't even go through the front doors of the keep. She went around, and so she's standing out there, exposed and alone.
I step forward almost as if I'm going to go out, but then I turn back around and kind of tuck myself away in the crowd.
Okay.
Turn to Lapis and say, how'd she get out? Do you know the keep well enough to know how the hell she got out of here?
As you guys are standing in the space right next to where the governor is, there's a hatch near the port sally. I'm certain she went through there. I think it's best to follow her at her word. She's a wise and skillful negotiator. And as he's saying this, you hear this wail from inside. One of the guard begins to jump down off of a box. It's my family out there. It's my family out there. I'm going right now. And he starts to make his way towards the main gate. Instantly, Escobar indicates to men to move toward him. And among them is Durbin, who grabs this guardsman and is holding him, who is fighting frantically to get away from the muscle-bound soldier. It's my people. It's my sister. Our kids. You gotta let me go. I can take this guy. I can get him free. If something happens to me, it's all right. Oh boy. That's exactly what he wants. You're emotional. A bit careless.
Approximately how close are they to me right now? The commotion.
10, 15 feet.
Okay. I move forward to them and place a hand on the soldier who's clearly upset. You'll do no good out there, and you'll just end up dying as well.
I don't care about that. That's my family. Those are my people. These yours? Which one will you sacrifice? Let me go, Castellan. I could do this. No, lad. I'm sorry, but no. However, Governor, I'm not certain this is the wisest choice for our dear captain.
Have we seen anything like this dragon creature before, or do we know anything about it?
About this specific gentleman?
About the dragon, the dragon-esque person.
Make a nature check.
Nature. 10.
You know that Dragonborn exist? That's not exactly what this is, though it would seem to be of the same lineage, but more than that, you don't have much information.
When he mentions the family, I take a look around and kind of survey the land to see where my own family is and take notice of it's Jaide and who is all up in the ports, the windows?
Jaide and Allie are looking through the ports.
And
Lapis.
And so is Lapis at this point.
I look for Eula because I don't see her because I recognize them in the windows. But then I look around for Eula to see if I can find her.
I'm nearby. I'm just not looking outside.
I move towards you and I place my hand upon your arm and say, they're not going to make it out unless they let this place go. We need to get out of here.
That doesn't feel right, Nessie.
It certainly doesn't feel right to stay and die either.
For us and Mama's too.
What did I couldn't hear what you said, Jennifer. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said they'll come for us even if we're at Mama's.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just couldn't hear it. And I was like,
Jaide backs away from the window and just pulls out his staff and says, if I die, I need you to find Leeson. He was with Kelia and he knows about these cultists.
What do you mean if you die?
We have to help.
You're not going out there.
Jaide, there's nothing we can do to help. We do need to get out, I agree. We need to get out and we need to find your friends that can help.
You hear, take your time, woman. Make your decision. But I won't wait all night. And I've got a thirst for blood. Let it be your champions or your innocence. and you hear the rising sound of the crowd starting to lift in laughter outside the keep as a few moments pass and the sound of a knock on the giant gate's doors, followed by lifting of the locking mechanism and opening the gates to allow the captain entrance. She walks over to the governor and Escobar.
I cross over and listen in.
Well, He seems hell-bent on this confrontation. And if we agree, then I am happy to face him in combat. However, I want a secondary plan put in place just in case. I believe this is a man of not goodwill, but certainly high honor. He's agreed to one-on-one combat. He assures me that his soldiers will not interfere. However, he explains that if there is any sense of us taking actions outside of the agreement, he will kill all the hostages. I know the woman. She's a good woman.
One-on-one? He wants to fight someone one-on-one?
Would be the arrangement, yes.
And what happens if you lose? What does he win?
I think this is personal. I don't think it has anything to do with his mission. However, he will not be swayed from it.
Well, I'd take on the bastard. If it's all the same to you all.
The Escobar says. We have to be wise about this. The governor interjects. I think the sergeant would be the wrong choice, although he's capable. Durban might be an option. But I wonder, friends, and he looks at you, Allie, if we might impose upon you again to offer us your aid at this time. I know it's a great deal to ask, and believe me, there will be no ill will if you refuse. But
if we face this guy, will he... If he loses, does he go away? Do you trust him that much? Is he that honorable?
And she puts her hand to her chin. I cannot be 100% certain, obviously. But it's my belief that he'll honor his promise. I don't think he has reason to want this except for to prove his dominion over us. I fear, without it, the citizens inside this keep are a risk, and I simply don't want that choice on my head, that blood on my hands. But I wouldn't begin to ask anyone other than myself. I would be more than happy to step forward.
That's all well and good, woman. But we need you to run the guard. You're the best fighter we have in here. If that one encounter ends badly, we're sunk. I hate to say it, but I have my own request to make. Give me a moment.
And he starts to make his way over to the box where Lapis and Jaide were standing. Jaide having stepped off the box and is preparing his supplies and readying his staff. And the dwarf saunters up.
What say you, Lapis? You, feeling up to a fight?
Normally, yes, but I'm not at full strength currently. Maybe if I was at full strength, I could face him. And I have my own conditions.
I see. Well,
if there's some way I can get back to full strength.
I have some supplies. Rarely used. And I can't swear by them. But if it help you, it's yours.
Let me discuss with the family. And she looks at Jaide.
Feel free. I'll go gather that potion. Just in case.
And he starts to make his way into a corridor and out of sight. As you hear,
tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Have you made a decision yet?
And again, the crowd laughs.
Lapis, this isn't your fight. This is none of our fight. I don't even know why we're still here.
I agree with you. But if it can get you out and if it can get all of you safe, you're my fight.
I don't know why you feel such an obligation, but you don't need to feel such an obligation towards me, especially. I can take care of myself.
That's fine.
And I am not going to have your blood on my hands and the guilt of that.
Then it's not on your hands. It's on mine. But I will only do it if you leave. If all of you leave and get to safety, go to Jaide's friends, find out more about this.
I refuse to leave you behind.
Well, he's only taking one, and I know you can't beat him. Can you?
Possibly. I'm in a hell of a lot better condition than you are.
Are you strong enough to fight him? You really think you're strong enough to fight him? Do you have what it takes to cut him down? Do you have what it takes to kill him?
I can't answer that, but I guess there's only one way to find out, huh?
If you can't answer it, then you're not strong enough.
Do you have it, Lapis?
Unfortunately, yes, I do.
Right now you do? Because you look pretty worse for the wear to me.
The guardsman who is being held by Durbin continues to struggle and fight. Durbin steps up. What do you want me to do with him? Just as the governor is coming into the space with you all, as well as the captain. Whatever we decide, we should just do it now. I don't think they'll wait much longer. I'm happy to do it. I want to do it. I can't guarantee I'll win, but...
Can anybody guarantee they'll win?
If somebody can heal my wounds, I might stand a chance.
As you're saying this, the Castellan is coming back into the space.
I was going to reach out and touch her and cast Cure Wounds.
What does that get me?
That will...
I need to recover 12 hit points.
That's not what I want to do.
I think I'll do that.
Well, this won't do that, but that'll just give you 4.
That's not going to do it now.
The Castellan comes up, holds out this small vial of red fluid. It swirls inside, almost bubbling. And he says,
for whoever takes him on, it'll restore you to health, that's for sure. I can't guarantee how you'll feel in the morning. You might be quite hungover, but don't worry about that then. I know it won't kill you.
I smile and say, it wouldn't be my first hangover.
After this, you and I are drinking, my friend. For sure.
After this, we will. So that restored me to full health?
He hands it to you. If you want to drink it, you're more than welcome to drink it now.
I look towards Eula and I say, are you just going to stand there and let her go out there?
I hate that you people boss me around all the time, including you, Lapis. I'm not trying to boss anybody. And I grab the tip of your weapon and I cast light on it. Lathander and I will be out there with you.
Oh, a fool's errand.
And I'm going to touch her and say, we'll all be out there with you. And I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on her. I'm going to give you Cat's Grace, which gives you advantage on dexterity checks.
Okay, so I got your 4 points of healing from that. I look at Jaide. Jaide, tell me what to do. You're good. And you know that I'm not. What is the right thing for me to do?
We have to help them. But you can't go alone. Maybe I can go with you.
Jaide, it's a one-on-one.
The captain says it may be possible to let you out there together. He may admit he has soldiers. You're simply her soldiers. As long as you don't interfere, there may be...
We can be out there with her.
There may be qualifiers, but it may be worth requesting.
I'm not putting them in harm's way.
Then let me go. I'll go.
And
you
you'll
stay
die.
with... Then so be it.
And then we all die. This is the only way to protect my family. My family. Jaide?
Time's up. you hear from outside the keep's walls. Now, send me your champion, or I'll come looking for him. You've had long enough.
I touch Jade's face and say, get out the back way. Get to your friends. I'll meet you there. And I walk to the front doors.
And the two guards posted look at you and then look toward the governor, who holds his hand up. They don't open it yet. The governor looks to the group of you and then walks towards Lapis. I can't thank you enough. No, there we go.
This is over. When this is over, my obligation to you is done. It is finished. You do not call on me. You do not call on my family.
Agreed.
I'm going to walk over and go with her. I'm going to follow her. Out.
Okay.
Allie, you can't be out there.
You're not going out there alone.
I will not go out there with anyone. Please, keep them safe.
Doom. Doom. Doom.
The sound of this fist banging on the gate.
I'm going to down the potion. And that restores me to full health, you said?
That is going to be a potion of...
This is intense, y'all. It's intense.
Yeah, I know. It's intense for you.
You made me cry.
I know I made myself cry too.
This is emotional shit.
And I will say, as I'm battling on everything, I know you guys like gave me all sorts of stuff, so you'll have to remind me on what I have and how it works as we go. Because I won't remember it all.
Give you anything worthwhile, I just cast light on your glaive.
What does that do?
It gives you, it's like a torch.
Ooh, fire glaive.
It glows like a torch. It doesn't do any damage though.
Will it amplify any of the damage?
It just looks really cool.
Make it look cool, yeah.
It was just symbolic, damn it. I don't have any spells.
Thanks, Eula.
Gave you enhanced ability, so you have advantage on dexterity checks.
Oh, good.
And you won't take any damage if you fall 20 feet. So.
Oh, well, that's good, because I might.
Well, that's a cavernous area.
This potion he's given you, while you can't identify it, it will... I need you to do a couple of things. First, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Hold on. I grab you when you take the potion because we know it's going to be shady, and I cast guidance on you. So add a D4 to your... Oh, wait, that's skill checks only. Never mind. I'm just lying to you.
Yeah, that won't work. Plus, I mean, I don't know if you know it's shady because you didn't hear any of that conversation.
Oh, I thought we were all standing there.
No, you were elsewhere. So go ahead and go ahead, Lapis, and make a Constitution save.
Of which I rolled 1, but since I can't roll ones, can I?
Is that an attack roll? I think that's attack.
Oh, that's damage dice.
That's damage only? Yeah, you can re-roll a 1 or 2 damage dice. Okay. Well, then I got a 1 plus 4, so 5.
All right. So then I need you to roll 4d4 because that'll be the amount of hit points that the potion restores to you.
Okay. So I got a 3, a 1. I'm not doing good. Maybe somebody else should have fought. And what was that? And a 4.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
That should restore me.
Now you drink down this potion, take it down in one.
That restored me to full health.
Oh, yay.
It's almost effervescent inside you. You feel it kind of bubbling and brewing. And to your knowledge, you feel healthier. You feel stronger. Your wounds seem to have, where they're not necessarily visually healed over, you don't feel any pain coming from them. You don't feel weaker. You feel back to maximum health. However, the potion, which is not something you've had a lot of, leaves an uncomfortable taste in your mouth.
drank cat piss, didn't I? I just drank red swirly cat piss.
I thought you were going to get the shits.
There's a metallic feel to it. But other than that, you kind of shrug it off and you're raring to go, ready to go.
Tastes like chicken.
The
Salty.
Escobar extends his hand to you,
I take it.
puts his hand up on your other shoulder and grips you in this strong embrace almost. It's damn near emotional for him, but he remains his stoic exterior, but there is clearly a sign of affection and respect as he walks away. And the governor, stepping away from you, nods to the two guardsmen as they lift the timber.
Before the governor walks away from me, I am going to tell him, you get them out. Jaide knows where to go. Jaide knows what to do. You get them out. Now.
I'm going with you.
I think the whole point of her going out there is so we'll leave.
Don't go out there. I'm not leaving.
And the gate begins to open.
What are they going to do? If he wins, if he dies, they're going to take this place anyways. Fuck them.
That's why I want you to get to Allie's friends.
Jaide's friends.
We're not going to leave you. Nobody here is going to leave.
You're not
You said it
leaving me.
yourself. We're family.
I need you to know these things. I need you to know. I need to know what Jaide's friends know.
And we'll figure that out later.
Together.
And the gates opening and looking to you and your family, the captain steps out and uproarious laughter is what she's met with.
Oh, they sent a woman. Cowards, the lot of them. This'll be fun. I look forward to it.
Wait. We have made our decision. We have chosen our champion.
I pop my hood up over my head.
And as you have soldiers at your side, so shall she. Will you permit this? Or does your honor not extend that far?
Never doubt my honor, woman. Bring me your champion. Bring me his witnesses. Let them watch as I make myself the new lord of Greenest.
And again, the kobolds and the cultists laugh as a hooded Lapis starts to make her way out of the small crack in the door.
I turn to the rest of them. My eyes start to glow. And you see just a slight crackle of fire come from underneath my skin. And I look at Eula and I say, Dear Lathander, you people piss me off.
Good.
That's what family does.
And I follow her outside.
Jaide pushes his way through the guards and follows right behind.
Sweet.
Nesrin rolls her eyes and tosses her hands in the air, and I roll my eyes and toss my hands in the air, and then follow behind Jaide.
What did I say? Did I say Jaide?
It's okay.
I go outside. I push my way through the guards.
Yeah.
And I... Yeah.
He's really super aware of it.
Now everybody's gonna be self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
As Nesrin slips through the door, the gate just pushes slightly in and then closes. You hear the sound of the timber being placed in the brackets. And Lapis, as you make your way toward the front, the captain simply turns her head and says, And I'm not going anywhere either.
Chalk one more up for the team.
And she bows her head and steps back.
So, this is your champion. Reveal yourself to me. Let me see the fighter I will add to my list of conquest.
I unhook my cloak and throw it off, and my hair is blazing like fire, and my face has crackled so it looks like molten lava running down all the way down my chest, and my green eyes glare green, and I slam my glaive down.
I catch that cape like it's Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
As you're doing this, Lapis, you can see.
I catch it like a backup dancer.
Why does that music cranks? You're ready for this?
Oh, she's like James Brown.
One hand catch. She's like, tosses
There
it
it
over her
is.
shoulder, like, yeah. Take that.
Take that, Dragonborn.
As you guys take in the sight in front of you, the dragon humanoid creature who has spoken on behalf of the group, but you're taking in what is essentially a small army. This group of cultists and kobolds and the quadrupedal dragon-X creatures, not to mention swooping in the air above, making a final loud roar, is the blue dragon, who, almost as a display for your benefit, lights the sky ablaze with lightning before sweeping towards the keep and then up into the night sky, passing the moon and out of sight. In the distance, there is a figure surrounded by another small regiment of men, a glaive at its side, the wind blowing and its dark robes are swirling around it. You can't see a face. You can merely see this outline of the group around this figure. It lifts its glaive into the air almost at the exact moment that the dragon lets out its breath weapon, almost as though it summoned it or willed it to be. And in that moment, the group that surrounds the figure engulfs it, and a lot of them disappear under the moonlight over the hill just ahead. The creature standing in front of you.
Your friends are welcomed, but let us be clear. The slightest indication that I am being fooled or lied to will come dearly on your head and on the head of these hostages you wish to protect. But it's a sign of my good will.
He simply flicks his hand. The younger three of the hostages that have been prodded into the front position are prodded and pushed and run towards the keep itself, running past the dragon creature and then making their way towards you. The three of them are injured, the boy bloody, but they are healthy and panicked with their fear. As they make their way to you, Lapis, the captain gathers them up as you hear the sound of the large timber being released from the door's brackets, and again, it opens, and they gain admittance before the door is once again closed.
I say to him, what does she win if she beats you?
The dragon creature comes forward and closes the gap between you until you guys are inside the interior of the single bridged road that leads to the keep itself. And you're saying this as he approaches.
You get to be the hero who saved all the lives of Greenest. If I lose, we walk away. If I win, we walk away. But we walk away knowing that you'll always know You were bested. You were beaten. And you were allowed to live by Logdadrosa Cyanrath. Believe my words and fall at my hand. And he takes off his own cloak and reveals a large broadsword that he lifts up into the air.
Does he seem genuine in his declaration of honor?
Make an insight check.
Oh, not very well. 5. So I don't know.
With the 5, you're not sure. However, you look to the captain, who nods as though she believes he is.
Okay.
Do we know if this is a fight to the finish? If that makes sense.
You would make that assumption, yes.
I'm making that assumption.
I look towards Lapis and just say, "You're a damn fool. Kick his ass."
All of you just please stay out. Stay out of the way. This will be, and she looks at him, this will be a fair fight.
I put my hands behind my back and cross my fingers. Of course, we will, Lapis.
I turn and face him.
The captain puts her hands out to her side with her palms facing behind her as she backs up and gives room to you and Cyanrath. And that is a good place to take our break.
Yeah, it is, because I'm real nervous.
You got this.
You're going to do great. You're going to roll so good.
Yeah, I was like, I should have had Eula bless my dice before.
I got you. Set them up.
I was
Hold
going to say, I need the blessings. I have a lot of dice options.
Use your good
so I
big
can
one.
roll here.
We'll let you roll your dice. We'll let you do that over the break, and we'll be right back after this.
Hi, this is Jody. Thank you for supporting us. As we continue to fine-tune our gameplay and show, please subscribe, rate, and review D20 to Curtain on Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to shows. In addition to sending out shout-outs to everyone who leaves us a positive rating and a review, we are now looking for guest players to become part of our story. So let us get to know you through your reviews, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter posts, and become the next member of the community to join our adventure, whether you're a seasoned veteran or you want to make our campaign your introduction to D&D, the world's greatest role-playing game. For our first 100 reviewers, you will automatically be entered to win a live drawing for our D20 to Curtain swag bag giveaway, which includes nifty stuff, like naming a non-playing character after you. It just takes a few moments. Visit our website, d20tocurtain.com, for contest details. Every new follower, subscriber, and reviewer helps us improve the reach and content of the show. If you like what you hear, tell a friend. And don't forget to send us your written or pre-recorded advice and suggestions to community@d20tocurtain.com so we can share your wise words with the audience. Thanks again for listening, for being a member of the D20 to Curtain community, and for helping us to explore our new addiction to Dungeons and Dragons. And now, back to our story.
We are back from our break. You guys had just made your decision about who your champion was. Your champion up against Langdadrosa Cyanrath is Lapis.
Oh, Jesus, I'm
And
sorry, everybody.
Epic name, by
Lapis, yeah, he's got an epic name. And Lapis, you step out into this bridged road, and he is stepping into the space with you, looks you up and down for the first time, getting a really good look at you. He lifts his snout into the air.
Oh, genie bastard. I've never fought the likes of you. be a fool. I will enjoy this.
I need you guys to roll initiative.
Lapis is the champion. No.
As y'all are rolling, I have a technical question for
Okay.
whoever can answer. If I give Bardic Inspiration, does that interrupt my concentration on enhanced
And does
ability?
that count as them interfering with him?
Does it count as you interfering? That would be a question that you don't know the answer to. The question is, would he accept that? But if he allows you to take it,
Maybe
will he
your
take
bardic inspiration could just be, "This is not me interfering."
I'm just standing here humming a tune.
Bardic Inspiration isn't a spell.
Okay, so it won't interrupt my concentration. All right.
So
Thank you.
what's your initiative?
I rolled a 10 plus 2 initiatives, so 12.
Okay,
Get
you
fucking
rolled a
wrecked.
17
Snabba,
plus
snabba,
1.
snabba, sneeze.
That is an 18.
And every time somebody says a name, I'm like, how do you
Lapis is going to choose not to talk much.
It was banana hammock.
He said his name is Langdedrosa Cyanrath.
It sounds like a drug for erectile dysfunction.
If you're Langdedrosa,
It's like, and it comes with all these symptoms.
Hopefully one of those side effects is or death.
Pull out my pan flute and play the theme to Rocky
you have a cyanath that lasts longer than 8 hours.
as Bardic Inspiration.
All right, so are you doing that now, Allie?
Yeah, right before the battle begins.
Okay. So as you begin to play, and you are gifted with this inspiration, the group of kobolds and cultists are closing off any escape on the road behind you. And as they get within roughly about 60 feet from the keep, the now what is clear Lapis is a half dragon, holds his hand above him. And he makes a strange kind of gripping gesture. And as he does that, one of the cultists puts their sword to the throat of the woman.
And he says, "Are you under the assumption I don't know what a bard is? Test me again."
And I stop.
I turn to them. We agreed this would be a fair fight, and you will stay out of it. And I turn back to him and say nothing to Dragon Dude with the weird name that I can't pronounce.
Honorable. I like it.
And I nod.
And he, with his great sword in his hand, simply starts to move in the counterclockwise direction, kind of taking you all in, trying to get a glimpse of the shape of you, Lapis, the size of you. And while you're shorter than him by about a foot, he still seems to take you seriously. He doesn't seem to take this lightly. He thinks this could be a challenge.
I as he moves, I move, staying facing him at all times.
Okay. And he just continues his circle, getting almost back to where he began. But before he hits the 12 o'clock, he takes a swing with his greatsword. And it's because it's a 2. He takes a quick kind of jab just to get a sense of your speed. It's not too focused. He's not trying to do deadly damage. He wants to see your reaction time. And you quickly deflect it out of the way with your glaive.
Yes, I do.
He nods his head. And this time, with even more strength behind it, he takes an attack. And this time, it's a stronger one, a thrust coming directly at you. That's an 18.
I'm an 18
All right.
also.
He takes a thrust, and just as you try to recreate your parry, taps your glaive out of the way and strikes you on the side of your rib cage. And in that moment, this quick movement results in, holy crap.
I was going to say, would that affect me with armor? I guess the 18 includes my armor.
Yeah, it includes your armor. That is 12 points of damage. The sword enters into your leather hide and straight into the side of you, piercing you. 12, that is 12 points of slashing damage. And he quickly pulls his sword back, standing, waiting for your next move.
I am going to continue matching his circle and then strike with my glaive. And I rolled, it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I get to roll 1 d10 plus 4. 6 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to say another little prayer over those dice real quick.
Yeah, I know. Jen, your prayer isn't working so well.
He takes a little pride in his first attack on you, realizing he kind of discovered where some of the weaknesses might be, and then doubling up on his second attack and doing damage on your rib cage. He steps back, maybe a little too proud of himself, and you, with a large swing from your glaive, strike him right across the front of his armor. But the cut is deep, and it does damage. 6 points of damage, and slashing damage, I believe that is.
Yes.
All right. He, almost surprised by the fact that you were able to hit him so quickly in the fight, takes note of it and intensifies his defensive stance as he comes in to you, closing the gap. And this time, he takes his great sword, sweeps at you across the midsection. That is 19 to hit.
That does hit. I'm an 18.
Right. And 6 points of damage. Jeez. His second attack coming from underneath and sweeping up with the great sword misses completely as you, becoming aware of his tactics, just bend back out of his reach. That's his turn.
Okay. 20. I'm going to strike with my glaive, and I roll a 20.
20 hits?
Yep. And rolling damage is a 6. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right.
And I am going to, can I use my action surge to take an additional action here?
You can.
Yeah!
You can indeed.
Use it.
We're just going to use that at the top.
19 or 20, baby.
21.
All right, 21 hits.
Come on. And another 6.
He
Another
stumbled
10
back.
points of damage.
He stumbled back by the pain of his damage on you.
20 in a round.
Woo! He steps back, blood flying out of his mouth as you come across the bottom half of his stomach, all the way up across his chin. He is shocked at the strength and the, dare I say, arrogance he feels that you have in this moment. But then a smile crosses his lips.
It's been so long since I found a real challenge. Perhaps I've been too easy on you. Let's see if we can't turn the tide, my little rocky genie.
And he quickly strikes with his sword. Boom. That is that's 21 to hit for the first attack.
Why are you getting the rolls I need to get? Why aren't you getting threes?
And he, swinging just very quickly, deftly with this large weapon in his hand. He's almost moving it with the agility of a rapier. That's 10 points of slashing damage. He comes back again. That is another 21.
Wait, why is he getting to go twice and I don't?
He gets 2 attacks.
Each time?
Yes, ma'am.
Damn it.
That's coming for you in level 5. You got to make it, girl.
Might not.
That is a 7 plus 4. That's 11 points of slashing damage.
So 11 total or 10 and 11?
10 and then 11.
So I'm taking basically 21.
21 points of damage.
I have 3 points left.
And he steps back outside of his 5-foot radius, which gives you a chance to attack of opportunity.
Can we tell she's getting worse for the wear?
Yeah, I have 3 points left. Okay, so what is attack of opportunity mean? Wait,
He's going to back up away from you, so you get an attack before your actual turn because he stepped away from you.
how far?
Almost
away?
like arrogantly. He's just stepped about an extra 5 feet out of the space. But you get an attack as he's moving.
Oh, sweet. Thank God, because I'm going to need it. 17. 22.
22 hits.
And since it was with my blade, 10. Another 10 points of damage.
All right.
Woo woo!
Oh, my thighs are sweating. Is
All
that
right.
normal?
Yours are. I have 3 points left
Oh my
till I
God.
die.
He is like, again, trying to step back, almost trying to show what he's done. He's got his hands kind of lifted, his sword's up in the air, and you swiftly just reach out with your glaive, almost using it like a sword. You're so dexterous, and catching him across his thigh and into his lower abdomen, blood issuing from the wound underneath his armor. He grabs at it with his free hand, looking at you with rage and a tiny bit of respect.
I'm going to use second wind before my turn to regain 1.
Is that a bonus action?
That's a bonus action.
Okay, so yeah, you can use it.
And that gives me 1d10 plus 3. Please get a 6 or a 10 would be really nice on this d10. 6. I'm just rolling 6s on 8, 9. So I regain 9 points.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm back up to 12. And now I get to take my turn.
Yes, now you get to take your
So
turn.
that was an opportunity. 18, 19, 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Of course it does. Oh, that was a 1. We're re-rolling. And it's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again.
10 points of damage.
6.
I'm just that's all I'm rolling on my d10 is 6s.
He is hurt. He looks injured from this last attack, which catches him across the shoulder and leaves a wide wound that sprays blood, or almost arterial spray across you. The group of kobolds and cultists let out an audible gasp as they see him take this injury. He almost falters, going down to one knee, and then recovers, standing. Well done. Give them my regards in hell. As he lifts his great sword and attacks again with just fury. That is 21 to hit.
That it.
I'm going to go ahead and roll both attacks. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And I'm going to roll the damage on these first. That's 12 points of damage.
That's has me dead.
You fall to the ground unconscious. Your body limp as your eyes roll into your head. And as you're falling, that is 11 points of damage.
I have none left. I'm at 0.
You are at 0, which means you failed your first death save.
So what does that mean?
You'll get 3 of those. You're going to have to roll some death saves here in a minute to keep yourself from dying on your turns. Your body having fallen to the ground, Lapis. He steps up to you and bends over, lifting you into the air. Weakened, he drops his sword, lifts you over his head. Your champion! And then stepping back as your body to the ground. The body is not fallen any more than about 8.5 feet. I'm going to say that you don't take any additional damage.
Remember me, Greenest. Remember how your champion fell, brave as she was, while your men trembled inside. I honor her. Your shame is all you'll be left with.
He pulls himself up to his full height, turns his back on the group that remains, wide-eyed, looking at the fallen Lapis. And carts begin to move, and the party of raiders starts to turn and exit the town of Greenest.
I immediately go to Lapis and cast Cure Wounds at level 2.
I run towards Lapis.
Okay.
So I have to do. I have this thing on my sheet that says failure, success, death saves.
Yeah, you got one death save, but I haven't. But they're going to come up and stabilize you, so you won't have to make another death save.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points.
I've never died before.
Well, thankfully, you didn't die this time. You were just unconscious. If you rolled 3 unsuccessful ones, you would have died.
Sorry, 15.
So add 15.
Yes, 15.
Lapis, you lie on the ground, looking up at Ali as he kneels over you, issuing healing to you. The captain makes her way to you and kneels down next to you as you can hear the sound of movement, the retreating forces exiting the town.
I take Allie's hand and look him in the eye and say, I failed you. I failed your mother. I am sorry.
No, you didn't. No, they're leaving right now. You fought beautifully. You fought and you survived to fight another day. And they're leaving because of you. So you saved this entire keep, sis.
And in that moment, the gates of the keep begin to open. And the first thing that happens is the city guardsman makes his way to the woman running past you, yelling as he passes. The governor and Escobar exit, coming to Lapis's side. Their faces mixed in respect and gratitude and also horror, just as the severe punishment that you were able to take.
I help Lapis to her feet. You okay? Can you walk?
I can.
Okay.
Please. We need to get back to the farm. I need to honor your mother.
We will.
Lapis, go ahead and make a athletics check at disadvantage. This is to stand up.
A 6 and a 17, and athletics 12.
Okay. You stand and you feel like you've got this, and get to your feet with Allie's help and start to walk, saying, we need to get and go and honor your mother. And as you do, your legs simply just cannot hold the weight of you in this moment. The injuries you have sustained are great to be sure, but they shouldn't result in this. You are now starting to feel the effects of this potion, which have left you with 1 point of exhaustion.
So do I take that as a 1 point of damage?
You don't have to take any damage, but
Okay.
until you get a long rest, you will be at a disadvantage for all your ability checks.
Okay.
You can walk, you can move around. It's just very difficult for you right now. You are not nearly as strong as you would have liked to have been.
I'm
Try
going to
cat piss.
put her arm around my shoulder and just help her as best I can.
I help as well. I help her as well, and just say that I think it's the least we can do is let her get home and rest.
I look at Nesrin and smile and say, maybe Highland. And I wink.
Maybe not.
You're going to your farm? I can help you. Island! Get a cart.
Of course.
Escort them to the farm. Hillgarden.
You don't have anybody else maybe available to escort
And
us
the
to the
dwarf
farm?
just kind of looks back with a slow turn to you.
I was just checking.
As this is going on, is the rest of the guard helping the hostages down from their crosses and stuff like that?
The city in general, families are starting to come out of the keep. They are getting people down. They are discovering that a portion of those folks are fine and alive and well, while some of them are not. The woman who was used as the visual hostage, the sister of the guardsman, is with him and returned into the keep, where her family has come out and run to her, and they've embraced. They are seeing to their citizens.
Do we see the governor anywhere?
The governor is right near you. He's standing right near you.
I turn to him and I grab his arm. I put an end to the prisoner, but I think we might know something. I think we might know some things. I can come back after we rest and share. I don't think that's the end of this by any means.
Nor do I, cleric. I have made a promise to your sister.
He seems clear in that language. So I will not come to you.
I appreciate your promise. And I smile to my sister. But listen, she's not the boss of me. I have one boss. Well, there's me as my boss. And then there's the big guy, Lathander. He's also a boss. But she is not the boss of me. I'll be back. And I'll tell you all I learned.
Thank you. See to your kin. See to your loss. And
Thank you.
if you will share that sentiment to Lapis when the time is right, I and the city of Greenest thank her.
Thank you, Governor. I'll see you soon.
And the governor starts to make a move towards the group of you that are surrounding Lapis, shakes his head, turns on his heels, and disappears into the keep. Escobar is standing out with you as a cart pulls up from inside the keep. It's kind of a meager cart headed with 2 mules, pulls out into the main road. It's the closest one I can find. We need to get her home. She's tired, man. I mean, hell. She's been through it. She's been through the ringer.
We all know Highland.
We all know
As native
Highland's voice.
Oklahomans, we all know
I'm
Highland.
so glad it's Highland.
So they had no one else.
Highland jumps from the cart's front, jumps down, and this dwarf, with Highland's assistance, lifts, struggling, Lapis to her feet and helps her to get into the back of the cart, almost kind of pushing her up there as gently as he can.
I'm right there helping her too. So
your wounds are just ringing with each movement. They're not being unkind or insensitive. It's simply that you are worn out and you took a beating. But you also dished one out. Your body is racked.
Yeah, on that, how many freaking hit points did that dude have?
You don't know. That's not inside the game. Lapis isn't in asking about hit points, but more than you. and he didn't even use his breath weapon.
His breath weapon.
He also has
dragon
surge.
I know a few guys who have breath weapons.
Dated a few guys. Sorry. Back on track.
Yeah.
No comment. Highland and the dwarf almost kind of taking over while Allie is there to assist. These two are rugged, and something that you should be aware of, Lapis, even in your state. Highland's strong. Like you realize, he's not a built guy. He's not he doesn't look pretty muscle, but he's muscled and strong.
He's a milk carton. I know it.
He's literally Tevye.
He's like the 1 gallon milk carton, not the pint, the one. Tradition.
He is the workhorse himself. He quickly jumps into the back of the cart with you, ensures that you're comfortable, lays hay down under your head, and then just continues his move up and over the back onto the seat where he is able to take the reins. And he says, "Well, y'all coming or not, she can't wait here all day. Just Laban needs some rest."
I take notice of how gentle he is with her and how much he tries to care for her. And I climb into the cart and sit next to him and smile and say, "Thank you for taking care of my sister."
He just looks at you. His mouth is open.
And I lean forward and kiss his cheek.
Oh, shit. I'm going to get something done.
All right. Just so I'm clear, where are the rest of you in this moment?
I'm in the back of the cart with Lapis.
Have you already gotten into the cart?
As soon as I've been right. Yeah.
Are you in it at the moment she kisses him?
Yes. Do we have to make dexterity saving throws to stay in the cart?
Yeah.
Who said yes? Who said no?
I am right there with Lapis. I haven't left Lapis'
Okay.
side.
Jade,
are you in?
Jade, I am still hanging back. I barely moved since Lapis fell.
All right. He has got his jaw open, mouth open. She kisses him on the cheek. He goes, "Ka!" and hits the reins. The horses take off. like
Jesus.
like, so those of you who are
the
in
wind,
it,
Jade, step in the wind.
Unexpected, and you're just kind of thrown back. You stay in the cart, but you are thrown back by the kind of, there was no prep, there was no y'all ready to go. He had a reaction, and that reaction was in blood, and he has moved the cart on its way. Jade, do you want to try to catch up?
Yeah. I will not. I will not run. I will not pick up my pace, but I will just start walking in that direction.
Just following the cart. Okay, you're gonna walk then, because that cart is gone. Like, that cart is moving. That cart has taken off. So he has gotten to the end of the bridged road where
I'm gonna look at Allie and go, "Where's Jade?"
I look around. Do they see Jade?
You see him behind you, like he's literally walking, just kind of sauntering behind you as the cart takes off.
Highland, wait, hold it.
Gripped on this thing. Make a persuasion check, Allie, at disadvantage.
I'm just kind of sitting there like a death grip, like
Persuasion
hanging on for dear life.
Is a 12.
He finally starts to hear you as you're calling, Highland, you're yelling. Nesrin can't even stop to do it because she's holding on to stay in the cart. He finally, whoa, boy, and he pulls the cart to a stop. Doesn't turn to look at anybody. He just kind of breathes heavy, looking straight forward. I left somebody, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Aw.
Okay.
Jade, come on! Jade!
Yeah, I just silently get in the cart and catch up.
He doesn't look at you, but you guys can feel as Jade gets in. He doesn't look at you, Nesrin. He just kind of leans to one side. Can we pretend like that didn't happen?
Of course we can.
All right. Is everybody in the cart now?
Okay, are we all here?
Maybe a little easier this time.
Good idea.
Yes.
Come on, boy. Ha! And the cart picks up pace again, nice and easily, making its way on the familiar road out of Greenest, heading to the south, and then making their way toward the farm.
I will lean down and say, Lapis, I don't know. I think that you are the bravest person I have ever seen.
I look at Eula and I say, I'm sorry I couldn't save your people.
I think you saved all of the people. They're your people too. That was so brave. I'm so proud of you.
Can we all hear this?
You're in the front of the cart, so you definitely can't hear it. I would imagine that because Lapis, at least as I understand it, is kind of laying down on the ground, so Eula would have had to kind of pull into her ear to say this.
Okay.
Eula, I failed. Eula.
Do you trust me, Lapis?
Of course I trust you.
Then believe me and trust me today when I tell you that your bravery and your sacrifice was incredible, and I will never, ever forget it. And I give her a kiss on her cheek. Thank you so much for what you did for not just Greenest, but for our family too.
Jade, just without saying a word, snuggles up next to Lapis and lays his head by her and just squeezes her as hard as he can. I snuggle up next to Lapis and I squeeze her as tight as I can.
I put my arm around Jade and cuddle him up, kind of like a little puppy.
Little changeling baby.
Like a little changeling baby. My baby.
I glance back and see them, and I don't say anything, but I just kind of glance down at my hands on my lap.
After Jade comes in to snuggle, I'm going to pull towards the back of the cart and just look back at Greenest and see what damage has been done, and if I can see the marauders, what direction they headed or anything like that.
By the time you've made your way towards the hill garden, there's scarcely any real trace of the soldiers or the marauders themselves. But make a perception check.
16.
All right. Even as you're making your way off of the Keep's main road, the bridged road, you can kind of see clearly the weight and the impact of this army leaving the ground. It wouldn't be hard to track a group that large and that diverse. And so if you wanted to come back and give it a to look at it closely, you assume that you could be able to put a pretty good idea about where they went and kind of the makeup of their party. As you look out over the city, making this very familiar return to Hill Garden Farm, you see a town in destruction. It burns. Fires smolder and glow all across the city. You're even starting to hear the sound of bells as citizens make their way toward the cleanup. You think of all of these homes that have been lost, all of these businesses that have been lost. Though many people will recover, you can think of at least one location that must be completely rebuilt, as there's nothing to recover. The High Leaf Tavern is no more, nor is your family friend Nyx. You think about all of the changed plans that started with a night that was about remembering Seraphimia. And before long, the 45-minute trek is drawing to a close. Is there anything else anybody else needs to do before they arrive at the farm?
I will say, as the excursion progresses, Nesrin seems to become more distant from everybody a little bit.
I'm passed out, so.
The journey is relatively uneventful. And as Lapis falls into unconsciousness and the rest of you reflect on the night's events, the wagon unexpectedly stops as you look up to see the familiar land of your youth. It's as you remember it. The barn is intact now and completed. A few more additions to pens. The animals are flourishing and growing. A few that you don't see replaced by a new one here and there. The house has got a new coat of paint, but this is the farm that you knew all your life. And in the field that sits outside the front door of the farmhouse, a wooden structure built up to about 4 feet high, almost a pyramid shape with a flat top, and laid out upon it of the figure of a humanoid creature, small, covered in a shroud. The yard is lit with scattered braziers, and it casts kind of an eerie shadow on this monument. Well, y'all here. We need to get her inside, get her rested up. I'm sure sorry about, I'm sorry about everything. I really am. But you done good. You done good, Miss Lapis. I thank you. And he gets out of the cart and offers his hand up to Nesrin on his side. So you'd have to scooch in toward him.
I don't move from the seat, and I don't recognize or acknowledge him. I just kind of stare forward at the farm, almost in a daze.
And he waits for a second. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that. And he comes around the back of the cart and starts to get a hold of Lapis. Starts to try to ease her out. Let me give you a hand there, lady. You shouldn't have to do a thing. We'll get you in bed, get you all rested up. And y'all have your services tomorrow, whatnot. And you need to get you some rest tonight. And he starts to lift her out of the truck.
Thank you, Highland. I think we can get her into the house. If you need to get back to town to help back there, I'm sure your services are much needed there than they are here.
Yeah, it'd be my duty to do what's going on back in town, but it's my honor to help Miss Lapis. You don't mind?
Of course not. Thank you, Highland.
Miss Lapis, you up now?
Yes, Highland. Thank you.
We'll get you right on in bed. You don't you worry about nothing. We'll get you right on in bed. And he just lifts you up and starts walking.
I guide Highland to Lapis's bed
I remain in the cart.
so he doesn't just set her in the living room.
And he goes into the living room of the space. There is the small room to the right of the entrance that the group knows to have been your room, but he takes her to the sofa, lays her on it, and not heroically. It's not like a Harlequin novel. He's winded, which is perhaps a testament to his machismo, but more a testament to his will. I leave y'all to it. And I ain't know until later on, after I met y'all, that this is your mama. She's good people. Guess that's how y'all come by it.
Some more than others. I'll walk you out, Highland.
And he makes his way. Y'all need anything, you come by and let us all know. We'd be happy to help you any way we can. And he makes his way outside the door and into the cart to find Nesrin.
Nest.
I can't go in there.
You don't have to come in.
We're all together.
Highland has things to do.
I don't look at Ali. I keep picking at the fur on my cloak as I say, I know that I'm home, but I don't feel like I'm home. I don't want to go in there.
Highland climbs into the cart as your siblings are standing out at the front in the doorway. Miss Nesrin, I guess ain't no surprise that I find you quite the lady, but I ain't just saying this. You stronger than you think you are. This here's rough, no doubt about it. But you make home with people. You got to make your peace with whatever's you's holding on to.
I don't look at him, but I slide my hand into his. And without making eye contact, just still gazing off, I say, you are much wiser than I thought you were. I'm sorry. And then slowly I turn my head to him and say, would you like to stay for dinner?
Maybe some other time, ma'am. But us yokels and princesses, we got to stick together. You go on inside with your family there. They need you. You need them.
Safe travels, Highland. I say as I slide myself from the cart.
Okay.
I stand kind of looking at the house, and I look towards Ali and I look towards Eula. I'm kind of like this paint. It's all just a facade, isn't it? I suppose we better get this done. And then I move forward inside.
And as you do, and a group of you make your way into this home that you knew together, and now for the first time you've returned to. The door closes behind you. You hear, "Yee-haw!" as the cart takes off. And that's where we'll end our session.
We're home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Island for president.
I love Highland.
Precious.
What is this, episode 8, and we finally got it home?
Finally.
Yeah, oh my God.
Took me dying to get you people to come home.
One
Didn't
night.
die.
Almost dying.
Well, we are thick-headed.
And you still have the thing to do that you came here to do in the first place. But that's where we'll close it off, man. That was rough and good and awesome. And I'm loving playing this thing with you guys. You're so much fun. You're so much fun to play with. I can't wait to hear where this thing goes next.
Well, DM, you are terrific.
That was
Yes.
Yeah, awesome,
seriously
Romy.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. It was a blast.
Thank you, DM.
This was like all the highs and lows and all the
I know.
feels.
I laughed. I cried. I really actually cried.
Did too. And
I shit my pants.
your eyes were
Yeah.
sweating, if I recall. I mean, big ups to DM and Lapis. You are remarkably BA.
That was,
Holy shit.
that
You
was,
guys.
I loved everything about it. I love all the storytelling that was happening in that. She is clearly somebody that these people mean a lot to, and it's a story that's going to be worth telling, I think. Please don't forget to subscribe, to rate and review us. We want to get our show out to as many people as possible, and that only happens when it's easy for them to find. So your reviews make a huge difference toward that.
And share it.
Visit us on social media. Visit us on
Yeah.
our Facebook. Visit us on our Twitter, on our Instagram. It's all
Yeah.
D20 to curtain, baby.
Yeah.
If you want to give us
Yeah.
some advice, we'll take that. Send in your wise words. And until next time, we want you guys to stay safe, be kind, have fun, and play the role. No idea what those cats keep showing back up here.
It's the cat band that we created.
I think the band's name would be The Cat's Meow. Am I wrong?
Cat's meow.
Oh, no.